Okay, so very good evening to all of you. This is the second class of the SFM Dawn series in English for the purpose of CA Final SFM new syllabus. In the first class, we did certain topics from foreign exchange. I think the topics that we did was NDF, non-deliverable forward contract. Then there was a topic on post-shipment credit regarding the usefulness period, the transit period. And then I entered into the third topic, which was currency of investment. The first two topics, that is NDF, was not done in class. The second topic, that is post-shipment credit, was not done in the normal class. So they were entirely new. Currency of investment was not new. Currency of investment was done in class. But since it is important, therefore I did a sum on currency of investment which has already been done in class. Okay, the PDF from which I am doing the questions have been shared on Telegram. In case somebody doesn't have the PDF still, he is not in the Telegram, 9674006144, 9674006144. At this number you can WhatsApp or Telegram to get the PDF. 9674006144. You can WhatsApp or Telegram to get the PDF. Okay, 9674006144. That's it. So now we will straight away move into it. That day I did the mistake of being very aggressive, so my voice got choked and I could not take the class yesterday. Today I am more bound to remain patient and calm, okay, so that my voice doesn't get choked. Okay, there is no talking about your names who are there over here, that hi Rahul, hi Priya. I am not going to take the names. We are going to be straight away doing our business. So let's continue with currency of investment. In the currency of investment, if you look at the screen, I have just a list of questions that are there in the PDF. We did question number 7 on that day. Okay, question number 7 and 21 were similar. Question number 7 and 21. And I am moving into question number 38. Okay, I am moving into question number 38 from the PDF. Question number 38. This is from our desk. So this question has not come in the past examination. This is not from ICAI, past papers or RTP or MTP. This is from our desk, and this is from my stable. Okay. Okay. I have already verified from my team that the video and the audio are fine, but some people are saying that they are not fine, so you can watch the video later. Let me ask the people who are doing the class, is the video and the audio fine? Is the video and the audio fine? Let me ask the students who are doing the class. Based on their feedback, I'll understand. Fine, 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 fine. Yes, 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 fine, yes, yes, fine. Yes, fine, yes, fine. Okay, so only there might be 1 or 2 students who are facing an issue. So in that case, you can watch the class later on, please. Do not interrupt. Okay, perfect. So look at the question, please. Look at the question. A foreign institutional investor. This is question number 38 from the PDF. The PDF was shared on Telegram. If you don't have it on Telegram, you can ask from 9674006144. 9674006144. Okay. A foreign institutional investor, FII, from UK proposes to invest £1 million in an emerging market. Okay, so FII will invest in an emerging market. After a careful analysis of future prospects, India and Hong Kong are shortlisted. For the next year, which is also the holding period for the FII, expected rates of return 15% India, 12% Hong Kong. 15% India, 12% Hong Kong. Withholding tax rates applicable on the returns earned are 15% India, 12% Hong Kong. Okay. So we are given the gross returns, we are given the tax rates over here. So the post-tax return in India, what is it? What is the post-tax return in India? What is the post-tax return in India? What is the post-tax return in India, please? What is the post-tax return in India? It is 15 into 0.85, which is 12.75%. 15 into 0.85, which is 12.75%. And what is the post-tax return in Hong Kong? The post-tax return in Hong Kong is 12 into 0.88. It is 12 into 0.88. What is it? 12 into 0.88. Post-tax return in Hong Kong is 12 into 0.88, which is 10.56%. Okay, everybody knows how to do something post-tax. Okay, 15 into 0.85, 12.75%, and 12 into 0.88, 10.56%. If somebody doesn't know how to do something post-tax, I think you should better revisit whether you should appear for the examination or not. Current exchange rates are given. Rupee per pound, Hong Kong dollar per pound. So सबसे पहले, sorry, I said Hindi, we have to convert pound into rupee or pound into HK dollar. So we have to convert pound, we have to sell pound. So the bid rate is relevant. Okay, we have 1 million pound to invest. So we will convert pound. Okay, let's start doing it, please. So please convert pound into rupee. So 1 pound into 69.5 is 69.5 million rupee. 1 pound into 1 million pound into 69.5 is 69.5 million rupee. No calculations required. You sell 1 million pound at 69.5, you get 69.5 million rupee. My alternative one is investment in India. Now 69.5 million rupees invested in India at 15 ka post-tax, at the post-tax rate of 15, which is 12.75%. So please give me, what does the amount become? 69.5 into 1.1275. 69.5 into 1.1275. Some people on that day wanted it, I touched the board. But if I touch the board, I can't see you too properly. So 1 million into 69.5, that is step 1. We get rupees 69.5 million. Now this is invested in India. 69.5 million into 1.1275. What is it going to become after 1 year? It is going to become after 1 year 78.361250. Okay, million. Doesn't matter in how many places you do it. Okay, this is rupees 78.361250 million. You can do 78.36 million, there is no issue. You can do 78.36 million, there is no issue. I have done 78.361250 million because it's million going on. Okay, now it is a UK fund. So UK fund will evaluate in terms of pound. So this rupee has to be converted into pound after 1 year. So pound has to be purchased after 1 year or sold after 1 year. This rupee has to be converted into pound. So after 1 year, we have to purchase pound or sell pound. After 1 year, we have to purchase pound or sell pound. Obviously, we have to purchase pound. So we know we need to have the rupee per pound ask rate after 1 year. We need to have the rupee per pound ask rate after 1 year. Some people are saying we have to sell pound. That's stupidity. Today we have sold pound to get rupee. Invested in India. Now we are going to use rupee to buy pound. That was stupidity. Whoever said sell pound, okay, that person should revisit what is happening. We are investing in India. Now the rupee is there. Now at the end of 1 year, we have to sell the rupee and buy back pound. Okay, so we have to buy pound. Anyways, so we need the rupee per pound ask rate after 1 year. For that purpose, it is given the expected inflation rate. Expected inflation rate is given. UK 2%, India 4%, Hong Kong 3%. So UK 2%, India 4%. UK will have a lower inflation as compared to India. So as per purchasing power parity, whichever country has a lower inflation, that country's currency is expected to appreciate. As per purchasing power parity, whichever country will have a lower inflation, that country's currency is expected to appreciate. So pound should appreciate. Okay. So in that case, the ask rate today was 69.7. The ask rate today was 69.7. So the ask rate after 1 year will be 69.7 into 1.04 by 1.02. 69.7 into 1.04 by 1.02. 69.7 into 1.04 by 1.02. It's not the question of bigger by smaller. The rupee per pound is the quotation. So rupee factor by pound factor. Rupee factor is 1.04. Pound factor is 1.02. So 69.7 into 1.04 by 1.02. That's the expected. It is the expected rupee per pound ask 1 year from now, as per PPP. Okay, so that is 69.5, 69.7 into 1.04 by 1.02. So that's coming to 71.067. Now whether I will do it in 2 decimal place or 4 decimal place, I think examination question will tell us the same. If they don't tell us, you do whatever you want and please mention everywhere. We have done rounding off this manner. So I'm doing 71.067. Some people are doing 71.07. That's fine because the rate is big. It is 71 point. So 2 decimal places fine. But had it been 0 point something, I would have definitely taken 4 decimal places. 71.067. So after 1 year, we convert this rupee into pound. So the pound inflow after 1 year will be 78.361250. 78.361250 divide by 71.067. 78.361250 divided by 71.067. So that's coming to approx pound 1.1026 or 3 million, whatever, depending on the level of rounding off. Pound 1.1026 million or 1.103 million, depending on the level of rounding off. So this is the expected pound inflow after 1 year. Expected pound inflow after 1 year if we invest in India. So we started with 1 million pound and the expected pound inflow after 1 year is 1.1026. So the return is 1.1026 minus 1 by 1 into 100. The return is 1.1026 minus 1 by 1 into 100. So the return is coming to 10.26%. The return is coming to 10.26%. The return is coming to 10.26% approx. If you invest in India, it's coming to 10.26%. I am surprised when the sum started and I asked what is the post-tax return in India. Some people were saying 10.26%, which means that they have done the sum and they are just trying to answer whatever they have done. Okay, so 10.26% is the final answer. Similarly, you do for Hong Kong, and whichever country gives you the higher thing, that is the answer. I will not go and check the answer because this sum is from our desk where I am the king. I have done the solution. It is not ICI solution. Okay, 10.26% is Indian return, and if you invest in India, the return in pound terms. And similarly, you find out the return in pound if you invest in Hong Kong. Whichever is higher, we go for the same. Okay. Question number 39. Sir, this is very fast. Yes, we are supposed to do it fast because this is a review class, a Dawn series class. You are supposed to review the question again. If you don't understand, Q Forum Jindabad. Q Forum is there. Please post your doubts over there if you get stuck up anywhere. Okay, question number 39 is also on currency of investment. Question number 39. A foreign institutional investor FII is planning to invest $10 million in an Indian security with a beta of 1.4. Okay, so US FII investing in India, a stock which has a beta of 1.4, aggressive stock, and a standard deviation of 10%. That's the SD of the security. If we were doing portfolio management, SD tends to measure total risk, the systematic and unsystematic both, while beta captures the systematic risk. It has nothing to do with this sum. I'm just trying to tell you. Holding period of investment will be 1 year, 1 year time horizon. Current rupee dollar exchange rate is rupees 48 per dollar. So initially $10 million will be converted into rupee. Initially $10 million will be converted into rupee. So 10 into 48 is 480 million rupees. Okay, there is no bid ask in this sum. 10 into 48, 480 million rupees. FII expects the rupee to depreciate against dollar by 4% over the next 1 year period. So rupee will depreciate by 4%. But the base currency is dollar. According to all past solution of ICAI, they do the adjustment based on the base currency. Rupee will fall by 4%. That means dollar will rise by 4%. Rupee will fall by 4%. That means dollar will rise by 4%. So they do it as 48 into 1.04, which is mathematically wrong because if rupee falls by 4%, dollar will rise by more than 4. We should do 48 by 0.96. But ICAI does it as per the base currency. The base currency is dollar, so rupee falling by 4%, that means dollar rising by 4% approx. So they do it 48 into 1.04. Do not hurl questions at me, sir, this is wrong. I am saying this is wrong, but this is how ICI does it. So what if ICI does it correctly, 48 by 0.96 in the next paper? Then what do? You have to give a note based on the solutions presented by ICI up till now. They do the solution wrong when they say the numerator currency is going to fall by 4%. That means the denominator is going to rise by 4%. So 48 into 1.04. I've explained what I wanted to explain. The extra Hoshiar people can keep on writing. There is no issue. 48 into 1.04. So 48 into 1.04 is the exchange rate after 1 year, which is 49.92. 48 into 1.04. I think it's coming to 49.92. Check it out, please. 48 into 1.04. Is it 49.92? Yes. 48 into 1.04 is 49.92, the exchange rate after 1 year. FII expects rupee to depreciate. Okay, that's okay. With a volatility of 8%, that's the volatility of exchange rate. So when you invest abroad, you are suffering not the volatility of the stock, but also the volatility of currency. When a US person invests in India, he is going to be affected by the risk of the stock as well as the risk of the currency. The risk of the stock was 10%, risk of the currency is 8%. Expected return from the market portfolio, RM, is 12%. And the standard deviation of return on the market portfolio is 9%. That is sigma M. Correlation coefficient between the return on security and the exchange rate is 0.15. That's correlation between the stock and exchange rate. Risk-free rate of return in India is 6%. You are required to calculate the expected return and risk for the FII. So, first of all, we are talking about calculation of expected return. To calculate the expected return, we have to go step 1. $10 million is sold at 48 to get rupees 480 million. $10 million is sold at 48 to get rupees 480 million. Now this is invested in India in a security with a beta of 1.4. So expected return in rupee terms is equal to RF plus MRP into beta. So RF was 6%, MRP is RM minus RF. I think RM was 12. Yes, so 12 minus 6 is 6. Market risk premium is 6. Into beta is 1.4. So what is the return as per CAPM? Yes, please. What is the return as per CAPM? It's 14.4%. 14.4% is the return as per CAPM. Step 3. So 480 million into 1.144, 14.4%. 480 into 1.44 becomes what? 480 million at the rate of 1.144 becomes what? So after 1 year, what is the expected rupee inflow? 480 plus 14.4% is 549.12. 549.12 million rupees after 1 year. Now this has to be converted into what? Dollars. So expected spot rate after 1 year is 48 into 1.04. It should have been 48 divided by 0.96. But ICAI does not do it that way. They do it as per the base currency. Rupee falling means dollar rising. So this is, you all said 49.92. This is, you all said 49.92 expected exchange rate. So step 5, the amount which you all said after 1 year, which is 549.12. 549.12 divided by 49.92. What is the dollar inflow after 1 year? 549.12 divided by 49.92. 549.12 divided by 49.92 is equal to $11 million. $11 million. So we started with $10 million and we expected to get $11 million. The return is obviously what? 10%. The expected return is obviously 11 minus 10 upon 10 into 100, which is what? 10%. 10% is the expected return. 10% is the expected return, whereas the expected return of the stock was 14.4. But here, since rupee is depreciating, therefore it's a dampener. Okay, since rupee is depreciating, it's hurting our returns. So 10%. Now they're asking the risk. Now whenever you invest abroad, the risk of the investment is given by a formula. It's variance of stock plus variance of exchange rate plus 2 into correlation into SD of stock into SD of exchange rate. Variance of stock plus variance of exchange rate plus 2 into correlation into SD of stock into SD of exchange rate. Please check in the above formula. SD of market will not come. We have invested in the stock, we have invested in the currency. So variance of the stock, variance of the currency plus 2 into covariance between them. Why does the weight does not come? Because the weights are 1, 1. 1 square is what? 1. It's actually weight square. But the weight is 100%, 100%. Because the entire money is invested in the stock, the entire money is invested in the currency. So weight vanishes. So the SD of the stock was 10. So 10 square. SD of the exchange rate was 8. I am cross checking. Yes. SD of the market is not relevant. SD of the stock was 10%. SD of the currency was 8%. Correlation is 0.15 plus 2 into 0.15 into 10 into 8, the whole square root. That's the SD of the investments. So this will be a very easy sum for students who must have done the sum once. But this is a non-touchable sum. People can't do the sum, especially the risk part, if they have never been exposed to the sum. So when you prepare for the C examinations, you should always try to see that if we are doing new variety of sums which have never come, in that case, we just need to know them. You don't need to think you need to solve 50 sums of this type. One awareness. You may feel it's very easy. After knowing it's very easy. If you don't know it, in that case in the exam it's untouchable, the second part. Okay, whatever the answer is coming. Students have calculated the answer is coming to 13.71%. Okay, perfect. So, in currency of investment, there were altogether 5 sums. Question number 7, question number 21 was same. There was another sum, question number 25, which I am leaving because I have done it in class. 7 and 21 are same. Okay, question number 25, it's very, very important, but I have done it in class. Question number 25 is very, very important, but I have done it in class. Okay, so therefore that's not relevant. Question number 38 and 39 are from our desk. So therefore I did it. That is currency of investment. Okay, let's come to the next topic. The next topic is obviously currency of borrowing. Currency of borrowing. Now currency of borrowing, there is one sum that came in the papers. When it came in the papers, I did the solution in class, but by that time ICAI had not released its solution. When the sum came in the exam and I had the batch, I discussed the solution based on my knowledge, but ICAI had not released the solution by then. When ICAI released the solution, there were difference between their answer and my answer because I applied the multiplicative model, but they applied the additive model. I applied the multiplicative model, they applied the additive model. Okay, so many people said it, sir, you had done it in a different manner. Always follow ICAI. Even if they are wrong, we have to follow them. Okay, so I am doing the sum because when I had done the sum in class, I taught it according to my own knowledge. Okay, but they are doing it by the additive model, because of which I don't want that anybody should get it wrong, because in the copy I did it in a certain manner. Okay. Is it December 21 sum? I don't remember, please. I don't remember whether it's December 21 sum. Let's go to currency of borrowing. So currency of borrowing, question number 10. Currency of borrowing, question number 10. So that day I had the complete PDF and I was finding it difficult to go up and down. Today I have it all sorted. Separate PDF for separate questions today. So question number 10, currency of borrowing. A German subsidiary of a US based MNC. German subsidiary of a US based MNC has to mobilize 1 lakh euro working capital for the next 12 months. So Germany, the home currency is euro. Early Germany used to have its own home currency, which was Deutschmark DM. But since 1999, when I appeared for my international finance paper in MS Finance. Okay, that was the date 1st Jan 1999, when all the Euro region's currency was scrapped. There was no French franc, no French franc and all that went away, Deutschmark went away, and we had a single currency Euro for the Eurozone. So German subsidiary wants 1 lakh euro. Okay, 1 lakh euro, working capital purpose, short term. It has the following options. Take a loan from a German bank at 5%, no currency risk, because you need 1 lakh euro, it's your home currency. You take a loan in euro, you will have to pay 5%, no currency risk, no spot, no forward. Loan from US parent, take a loan from the US parent. In that case, the rate is attractive, it's only 4%. Loan from Swiss, take a loan from Switzerland, the interest rate is still attractive, 3%. So US and Swiss are prima facie attractive, but as per interest rate parity, IRP, if we take a loan from abroad and we want to cover it forward, if we take a loan from abroad, we have a foreign currency payable. If you take a loan in a foreign currency, there's a foreign currency payable. And if you have foreign currency payable, you will cover it forward. When you cover it forward, the foreign currency will be at a forward premium because interest rate is lower in the foreign currency. So in both US and in Swiss, the interest rate is lower than Germany euro. So therefore, dollar and Swiss franc will be at a premium against euro. So that will hurt us, the forward premium. When you borrow from abroad and the foreign currency is at a forward premium, you will suffer the forward premium, because while repaying, you are buying at a higher rate. Okay. Banks in Germany charge an additional 0.25% per annum towards loan servicing fee. Okay. Now this also I had adjusted in a different manner. According to my knowledge, servicing fee charged initially. So if you take 100 loan, you pay 0.25 at that time upfront. So you get 99.75 and later on you repay 100 plus 5, 105. So I had solved by that logic, which is correct. But Institute has done it 5 plus 0.25, 5.25. So they are the BAP. Okay, I am nothing in front of them. So my logic was correct. Kisa, if I take 100 loan, I pay 0.25 at that time. So net inflow is 99.75 and later on we have to repay 105. So accordingly I found out the interest rate in the class when I did the sum. But Institute has done 5% interest, 0.25 servicing fee, 5.25. So the smart people will say that और होशियारी लगाओ, ठीक है ना? That way. So it's very easy to say post facto after cricket ka commentary, the commentary of cricket. The person comes and tries to hit a 6 and he's able to hit a 6 and you say that this is how you handle pressure. And if he gets bowled out, we say that he's such immature person, he should not have played like this. So it's very easy to play the drum after seeing the result. 5.25. Loans from outside Germany attract withholding tax of 8% on interest payment. This means if we are taking a loan, say from Switzerland, then the Swiss lender is going to earn interest. Now, German government is going to charge 8% tax on that interest from the Swiss lender. We are taking a loan, so we will pay interest. The Swiss lender is going to earn interest. The German government is going to charge 8% tax on that. So if he gives me a loan at 3%, he will not earn 3. He will earn 3% minus 8% tax. So 3 into 0.92. He will earn less. So why will he give me loan at 3? He will not give me loan at 3. He will give me loan at that rate such that 92% of that rate is equal to 3. He will give me loan at that rate such that after paying tax he gets 3. So that means 3 is 92%. So 3 by 0.92. The rate charged by the Swiss lender will be 3 by 0.92. The rate charged by the US lender will be 4 by 0.92. I have explained it. You want to listen again, you can rewind it and listen later on. 3 by 0.92, 4 by 0.92. That's the rate charged by the US and by the Swiss lender. If interest rates given above are market determined, examine which loan is the most attractive using interest rate differential. Okay. So, if we borrow in euro, our rate is 5 plus 0.25, which is 5.25%, no currency risk. I think it is incorrect. The calculation should have been 5 divided by 0.9975. Okay. But I will not fight. This is ICAI. Second alternative, if you borrow in dollars, there are two costs. Number one, the rate charged, And number 2, the forward premium on dollar. The rate charged will be 4 by 0.92. I gave the logic. If they charge X rate, then after 8% tax, the US lender should get 4. So X into 0.92 is equal to 4. So X is equal to 4 by 0.92. Okay. And the forward premium will be 5 minus 4 divided by 1.04. Forward premium on dollar will be difference of interest rate divided by dollar factor. Difference of interest rate divided by dollar factor. And when you apply this formula, you apply market determined interest rate. The interest rate is given by market determined. 5 minus 4 by 1.04, whatever it's coming to. What is it coming to? 5 minus 4 divided by 1.04. 0.96. 0.96. And what was the first rate? This was 4.35. So this is 4.35 students are saying. So 4.35 plus 0.96%. 4.35 plus 0.96%. I had done multiplicative model in class. So therefore I did not get my answer correct when the institute released the solution. 4.35 plus 0.96, which is 5.31%. 5.31%. It is the effective cost in euro terms of dollar funds. Effective cost in euro terms of dollar funds. Effective cost in euro terms of dollar funds. And if we borrow in Switzerland, the rate will be 3 divided by 0.92, whatever it comes to. And the forward premium will be 5 minus 3 by 1.03, whatever it comes to. We add the two and we get the effective cost if we borrow in Swiss franc. Okay, if we borrow in Swiss franc, the effective cost will come to that. Okay, whatever it's coming. That's 3.26 students are saying. This is 3.26 and 2 divided by 1.03. The forward premium is what? 1.94. 1.94. So we have 3.26 plus 1.94. 5.2. I am just writing what is being written by students on the screen. So 5.2% effective cost in euro terms of Swiss borrowing. Effective cost in euro terms of Swiss borrowing. While the effective cost in euro terms of dollar borrowing was 5.31. While the effective cost of German borrowing was 5.25. So which is the cheapest? 5.2 is the cheapest. We should choose Swiss borrowing. We should choose Swiss borrowing. We should choose Swiss borrowing. Okay. So that's the answer to this question. Currency of borrowing. Let me see if we have another question on currency of borrowing over here. You can also check and help me out. Currency of borrowing. Do we have? No. There's only a single sum of covered interest arbitrage which I have taken. So let's come to covered interest arbitrage. This is a different type of sum. It is from a very old RTP, an RTP of 2002. Okay, covered interest arbitrage, RTP, very old, very old RTP. This sum may come in the exam. It's a dangerous question. Covered interest arbitrage, a dangerous question, very old RTP. It may come in the exam. This question was also there in the book, but I would still like to do it again. I would still like to do it again because I know people will miss it out. In covered interest arbitrage, if you remember, there are 4 steps. In the first step, we borrow one currency. We borrow one currency and we find out how much we have to repay on maturity, right? In step 2, we sell the borrowed amount. Okay, we sell the borrowed amount spot and get another currency. Okay. In the third step, we invest the other currency. In the fourth step, we cover ourselves. That means whatever is going to come in step 3, that is sold forward. That is sold forward to get back the first currency. If step 4 is more than step 1, there is an arbitrage profit. If step 4 is less than step 1, there is a loss. Once again, my voice is choking. So it's rightly written on the screen. Sir, you have gotten old, maybe. Or COVID has had its own toll. Whenever I teach patiently, my voice remains. If I become excited, and I can't control becoming excited in live class, it seems. Ankan Das is saying borrow, sell, invest. Borrow, sell, invest was a different thing. That was money market cover for hedging a receivable. It's not borrow, sell, invest. Ankan Das is saying it's borrow, sell, invest. You are remembering it wrong. Borrow, sell, invest was when we have a foreign currency receivable, then money market cover was borrow, sell, invest. Covered interest arbitrage has four steps. Borrow one currency, sell it spot, you get the other currency, then invest in that currency, then sell it forward. Okay, they were the 4 steps. Okay, correct. So let's look at the question. The risk-free rate of interest in US is 8% per annum and in UK is 5% per annum. So a very matured student is prepared. He knows that dollar should be at a forward discount, pound should be at a forward premium, correct? Because dollar interest rate is 8, pound interest rate is 5. So to establish parity, dollar should be at a forward discount or pound should be at a forward premium. The spot exchange rate between dollar and pound is $1 equal to 0.75 pounds. So dollar is the base currency. 0.75 is the rate of dollar and dollar should be at a forward discount. Okay. Assuming that interest is compounded on daily basis, then at which forward rate of 2 years will there be no opportunity for arbitrage? So there will be no opportunity for arbitrage if forward rate is as per IRP. So we have to find out the 2-year forward rate. But the interest rate is compounded daily. Compounded daily means continuous compounding. So there were 3 formulas for IRP. One was the divide formula, the other was the power formula, and the other was the E power formula. We have to apply the E power formula. Okay, I'll read the last line later. Let me find out the exchange rate. So as per IRP, F by S equal to E power R pound divided by E power R dollar power T, or F by S equal to E power R pound minus R dollar T. So F divided by 0.75 is equal to E power. What was the pound interest rate? It was 5%, 0.05. What was the dollar interest rate? 0.08. And obviously we have 2 years. So F is equal to 0.75 into, this is E power minus 0.06. There is no question of this being tough. I am simply putting the value. Okay. F is equal to 0.75 into E power minus 0.06 into E power minus 0.06. E power minus 0.06, is it given? Yes, it's given in the sum. E power minus 0.06 is given in the sum. It's 0.9413. It's 0.9413. If it was not given, then you will apply the phone number, which is power into phone number plus 1 into equal to 12 times. Do you remember? Power into phone number into equal to 12 times. What was the phone number? The phone number was 0.0002441. What was the phone number? 24417206. What was the phone number, please? We are just trying to recollect. 24417206 is what is coming into my mind. Okay, so everybody please try. Are you getting 0.9413 just for practice? Minus 0.06. Okay, minus 0.06 into phone number. Minus 0.06 into phone number. Phone number is 0.00024417206. So power into phone number, then plus 1. Whatever we get into equal to 12 times. Power into phone number, whatever you get plus 1, then into equal to 12 times. Okay, so many students are saying that yes sir, we are getting 0.9417. 0.9417. Kapil is saying, Vaishali is saying 0.9417. It's 0.9413. There's no question of you're asking which one should we use. When the value is given, you are supposed to use the value. You're not even supposed to cross verify with the help of the calculator. We just did it because of practice. Okay, we are supposed to get 0.9413. That's what we are supposed to use. So I'm putting 0.9413. So F is equal to the 2-year forward rate should be 0.75 into 0.9413. F is equal to 0.75 into 0.9413. What is it? F is equal to 0.75 into 0.9413. What is it? It is 0.7060 approx. So this is the answer. This is the 2-year forward rate that ought to prevail to ensure that there is no covered interest arbitrage opportunity. Please remember, this is an English class going on. So if somebody feels left out, Kisa, I like Hindi. The Hindi YouTube version of this is already shared on new types of sums. In new types of sums in SFM, Hindi में अच्छे से बता के चेप के कराया हुआ है. ठीक है? This is an English SFM Dawn series going on. So if somebody is in a complaining mode, that's irrational complaint. 0.706. So that's the answer. Now I read further the question. The question is saying, further show how an investor would make riskless profit if 2-year forward price is $1 equal to 0.85. Oh, the forward rate is 0.85. The forward rate should have been 0.706. The forward rate is 0.85. It's the rate of dollar. So dollar in the forward market is overpriced. Dollar in the forward market is overpriced. Okay. So we should sell dollar forward. Dollar in the forward market 0.85 is overpriced. We should sell dollar forward. If you remember the 4 steps of IRP, in the 3rd step, the investment currency, that is the currency you sell in the 4th step. If you remember the 4 steps of IRP, the 3rd step is the investment currency. That currency you sell in the 4th step. So if a student applies his brain, dollar is the currency which is investment currency because it has to be sold forward because it's overpriced. So dollar is the investment currency. So pound is the borrowing currency. Now people find the logic difficult. If they find it difficult, we tell them on the calculate the arbitrage profit. If you get the arbitrage profit, start with that currency. The logic is dollar is at 0.85 forward. So we should sell at 0.85. Dollar should be sold forward. So dollar is the investment currency. That means pound is the borrowing currency. So we should borrow. Pound. Okay, we should borrow pound. Of course, somebody can do it by finding out the should be rate, but that will take a lot of time. They're not giving you any marks to find out the should be rate. So you should straight away either solve on the calc and see which borrowing currency is giving a profit, or I have told you the logic. That sir, dollar is overpriced in the forward. So we have to sell dollar forward. That means dollar is the investment currency. That is pound is the borrowing currency. Okay, pound is the borrowing currency. You cannot do 8 minus 5 by 1.05. It's continuous compounding going on. You cannot do 8 minus 5 by 1.05. Ritu, you have a video problem. Others do not have a video problem. So you can watch the class later. I will have to proceed ahead. Okay. So we can't do 8 minus 5 by 1.05. So step 1 of covered interest arbitrage. Step 1. Borrow, say, pound 1000 at 5% per annum for 2 years. Borrow, say, 1000 pound at 5% per annum for 2 years. Therefore, outflow after 2 years equal to 1000 into e power 0.05 into 2. So 1000 into e power 0.1. Whoever is not paying attention, they will get the answer wrong in the exam. I am guaranteeing you, 1000 into e power 0.1. We have to check whether e power 0.1 is given in the sum. E power 0.1 is not given in the sum, but e power minus 0.1 is given. E power minus 0.1 is given. So you apply the trick, equal to 1000 divided by e power minus 0.1. Okay, that much common sense everybody has. So in that case, 1000 divided by 0.9051. 1000 divided by 0.9051. 1000 divided by 0.9051. Now this comes to what? 1000 divided by 0.9051. Yes, please, it's coming to 1104.85. Is it correct? 1104.85 pound. Underline. So this is the amount that we have to repay. So in 4th step, we should get more than this. This is the amount we have to repay. This is step 1. We have borrowed £1,000 at 5% per annum continuous for 2 years. So we have to repay 1104.85. Step 2. Sell pound 1000 spot, getting 1000 divided by 0.75. How much? 1000 by 0.75. What is the amount of dollars we get today? You are selling 1000 pound spot. So what is the amount of dollars that you are getting today? 1000 by 0.75. 1333.33. That is the amount of dollars that you get today. Step 3. Invest dollar at 8% per annum continuous for 2 years. Invest dollar at 8% per annum continuous for 2 years. So inflow after 2 years is 1333.33 into e power 0.08 into 2, which is 1333.33 into e power 0.16. 1333.33 into e power 0.16. Let me check whether e power 0.16 is given. E power 0.16 is given 1.1735. 1.1735. So 1333.33 into 1.1735. I'm cross checking 1.1735. So it's coming to 1564.67. 1564.67. These figures I'm speaking from your messages on the board. 1564.67. Okay. 1564 dollars. So this much dollar is going to come after 2 years. Now that is a risk. Therefore covered interest arbitrage. We will sell it forward. Step 4. So 1564.67 into 0.85. We are selling dollar at the overvalued forward rate. 1564.66 or 67 into 0.85. 1564.67 into 0.85 is what? Doesn't matter. Some people are trying to fight on 66 and 67. You may fight on that. I'm not going to fight. So 1330 approx. 1330 pound. Underline. So at the end we are going to get 1330 pound. Fourth step. While in the first step, what is it that we are going to repay? We are going to repay 1104.85. That means 1105. So 1300 minus 1105 is the arbitrage profit. Okay. So arbitrage profit is that 1330 minus 1105. I have written approx. Okay. Do not fight over this. You have the exact figures in the solution. So that's the arbitrage profit. Okay. 225 types is the arbitrage profit. Okay. 225 is the arbitrage profit. What's so great in the sum? The greatness in the sum is that all the information in this sum is given in terms of continuous compounding. We have not done a single sum on covered interest arbitrage in continuous compounding. That's the only sum. Plus the summage of 2 years, not of 3 months or 6 months. So therefore the sum is special. Yes, if the sum comes, performance of the students will be very, very poor. Not because they don't know how to do CIA, but they don't know how to handle continuous compounding in a sum on CIA. I remember recently means around 1.5 years ago, there was a question on cash futures arbitrage. Listen carefully. There was a question on cash futures arbitrage. Okay, derivatives. And that sum, cash futures arbitrage, everybody has done in the class. But that sum had continuous compounding. That sum had continuous compounding or annual compounding, I'm not remembering. So continuous compounding, people know that the formula is F is equal to S into e power R minus Y into T. Futures pricing F equal to S into e power R minus Y into T. People know that. We have done it in index futures. But people have not done a single sum of cash futures arbitrage involving continuous compounding. And people were blocked, they could not do the solution. Okay, so cash futures arbitrage, a single sum which came 1.5 years ago, okay, on the entire arbitrage, not on the pricing, on the arbitrage. So people do get stuck up. Knowledge or concept is not enough. Execution via calculation is what is required. This is CA final SFM. This is not CF examination where only concepts are enough. You have to be able to calculate as per ICI, get the answer as per them, get the process as per them. Okay, perfect. Piyush Agarwal is saying in solution arbitrage gain is in dollar terms. No, it is not in dollar terms. We started with pound, we ended with pound. The answer is in pound terms. Okay, you are mistaken. You are mistaken. Okay, so we come to the next topic. What are the topics we have done up till now? We have done NDF. We have done post shipment credit. We have done currency of investment. We have done currency of borrowing. And we have done CIA special sum. Sir, whatever type of sums you are giving in the exam, is it 100% sure? Only out of these it will come? No, it is not 100% sure. It is not 100% sure. Okay. Maybe sum number 1 that we have done in the forex copy, that will come on bid ask, maybe. And you will complain that why did we do so much when only in the first page only it came. So I don't know now. That's the problem. I am assuming that if I were to sit for the exam, I want to sit only once. Okay. And that once, where the first page will come or last page will come or something outside will come, nobody knows. So it's better to prepare for the whole. Okay. Okay. Now we come to early delivery. Early delivery has been done in class. Sums on early delivery has been done in class, but I think the number of times that sums on early delivery have come in the exam is once or twice. Early delivery has come in the exam once or twice. I am not remembering. Once, 100% sure. Maybe twice. So my reason for doing early delivery is that it has not been done abundantly in class. Okay. Early delivery. So let's discuss. In early delivery, what happens is on the 1st of Jan, you have imported goods from Japan. So you have yen payable after 3 months. Suppose you have yen payable after 3 months. That is 31st March. So you are afraid of yen rising. You go to State Bank of India. And you enter into a 3-month forward contract to buy yen. You enter into a 3-month forward contract to buy yen. Now the Hoshiar Chand people who already know early delivery, they are not wanting to listen. They are typing something or the other. Doesn't matter. Don't listen. I am speaking to the wall. So in that case, you go to the State Bank of India and you enter into a 3-month forward contract to buy yen 3-month forward. Okay, perfect. Now SBI has a short position because SBI has contracted to sell you in the retail market. SBI will cover itself by going to ICICI Bank. SBI will enter into another contract with ICICI Bank to purchase yen 3-month forward at a lower rate in the wholesale market. So SBI has 2 contracts. Number 1, it has contracted to sell you in the retail market. It has contracted to buy the same from ICICI Bank in the wholesale market at a lower rate. So SBI is going to earn via the difference. Perfect. Now come end Feb, that is 1 month prior to maturity. End Feb, 1 month prior to maturity. And 1 month prior to maturity, what happens is that the goods come prior to maturity. So you have to pay to the party at the end of Feb. Okay. So you go to State Bank of India and you say that I want to purchase the yen today only. That means not end March but end Feb. That's the case of early delivery. So as per the regulations of FDI and RBI, SBI has to entertain you. Okay, SBI will have to entertain you. It will have to give you the yen at the old contractual rate, not at the spot rate at the end of Feb, but at the old contractual rate. Some people are not wanting to listen. They are saying it's done in class. So take a rest. Okay, I have already given the explanation that even though it is done in class, why am I doing again? I won't like to repeat the rationalization for by doing it again. So SBI will have to give it to the customer at the old contractual rate. So what will SBI do? SBI goes to HDFC Bank. It will buy spot. Okay. It will buy spot and sell 1 month forward. Okay, buy sell swap with HDFC Bank. Buy sell swap with HDFC Bank. Buy spot. Why? To give it to the customer. Sell 1 month forward because to close its transaction with ICICI Bank. So SBI will enter into a buy sell swap at the end of Feb. If in the swap SBI gains, it will pass to the customer. If in the swap SBI loses, it will charged from the customer because it is because of the customer that SBI had to enter into a FX swap. Okay, FX swap, buy sell swap. Okay. Also, at the end of Feb, SBI was not supposed to have any cash inflow or outflow. But on the end of Feb, SBI has a cash inflow because it receives from the customer the amount not at the end of March but end of Feb. And it has an outflow because it has to purchase from HDFC Bank spot. So we'll find out the net inflow or outflow for SBI. Net inflow or outflow for SBI. If there's a net outflow, SBI will charge interest for 1 month. If there's a net inflow, SBI will pay interest for 1 month. Okay, so you have to show 3 calculations in the sum on early delivery. Now this is important, your presentation. In the class, I had written English language, but in exam, no English language, boxes. First calculation, swap gain or loss. Second calculation, net inflow or outflow and the interest thereon. Net inflow, outflow and the interest thereon. Third calculation, the final payment to be made by the customer if it was a payable sum, or the final receipt by the customer if it was a receivable sum. So you have to show these 3 calculations. No pachar required like I dictate in class. So then why do you dictate in class? I dictate in class because when the language is written, you are better able to revise, because people take SFM classes 2 years before the exams are due. So how do they remember in the last 6 months? Because of brilliant dictation. Okay, so that is why it was dictated. But otherwise you adapt the institute's mode. Okay, perfect. So we are coming to early delivery sum. There are 2 questions. Let me go to question number 2. I want to do a sum on okay, question number 2. Question number 2. Somebody is asking, will margin be uploaded on the swap? No, there is no margin in the swap. The swap is between SBI and HDFC Bank. So there is no margin in the swap. There is too much lag, somebody is saying. So please watch the class later. Please watch the class later. Piyush Agarwal, I have already answered you. I have already answered you, no margin, because it's a swap between bank and bank. Okay, so it's a wholesale transaction. On 19th Jan, now Piyush Agarwal, do not become overexcited. Sir took my name. So next time onwards, I'm going to ask. So he takes my name again. I will not. This is not pro-wise going on. On 19th January, Bank A entered into a forward contract with the customer for a forward sale of $7,000, delivery 20th March at 46.67. 46.67. Okay. So bank has entered into a forward sale with the customer. So customer is contracted to buy at 46.67. People are not getting the patient. They are talking about automatic cancellation sum. Obviously that will also be done. Vivek Bajaj is entering into some other areas. They are saying that we know the spot rate at the end of Feb. Can't we make a profit? You please consult FDI, FDI and RBI for the same. I will not divert right now into whatever you feel like doing, and you can ask your bank in which you do conduct audit. It's better I don't look at the screen. On 19 Jan, bank entered into a forward contract to the customer for a forward sale of $7,000, delivery 20th March at 46.67. So bank has contracted to sell. That means customer has contracted to buy. Okay. On the same day, it covered its position by buying forward from the market on 19th March at the rate of 46.655. Perfect. So this bank is SBI. SBI is contracted to sell the customer at 46.67 and has contracted to buy from another bank, ICICI Bank, at 46.655. It's going to gain the difference. On 19th Feb, so the contract was for the end of March, but this is 19th Feb. That means 1 month prior to maturity. On 19th Feb, the customer approaches the bank and requests for early delivery of dollars. Rates prevailing in the interbank markets on that day are as under. Spot rate is given and the forward rate for March is given. Interest on outflow 16%, interest on inflow 12%. Flat charges for early delivery 100 as per FDI. So if FDI charges are given, we use them in the sum. If they are not given, we ignore it. This has already been taught to you. What is the amount that would be recovered from the customer on the transaction? So SBI will have to enter into a buy-sell swap. You can see the buying rate will be 46.5800 and the selling rate will be 46.3550. So the answer, the solution will be no language straight away. FX gain oblique loss. So in the exam you can straight away start this way. I'm not dictating the language. So we buy spot at 46.58. Buy spot 46.5800. Sell forward at 46.3550. At 46.3550. So there is a swap loss per dollar. What is the loss? We are buying at a higher rate, selling at a lower rate. SBI is buying spot at a higher rate and selling at a lower rate. The loss is 0.225. Okay, rupees per dollar. And what was the amount involved? The amount involved was 7,000. So swap loss is 7,000 into this. Swap loss is 7,000 into this. Yes, please. 7,000 into 0.225. 7,000 into 0.225 is 1575. Is 1575 rupees. So 1575 rupees the swap loss to be recovered from the customer. This is not automatic cancellation sum. If automatic cancellation sum is there, where the customer does not turn up on that day, so if there is a loss, we recover from the customer. If there's a gain, we don't pass it on. But here, if there would have been a gain, we pass it on to the customer. In early delivery, if there's a swap gain, we pass it on to the customer. But in automatic cancellation, where the customer does not turn up on that day, if there is a gain, we do not pass it on to the customer. 1575. The second calculation you have to do is the net inflow or outflow. Net inflow or outflow. Let's see. So the inflow for SBI is 46.67 because the customer bought at 46.67, and the outflow for SBI is 46.58. The outflow for SBI is 46.58. Inflow is 46.67. Outflow is 46.58. So there's a net inflow. Net inflow. Net inflow is equal to 46.67 minus 46.58, the whole multiplied by 7,000. And this is not considered to be gain or loss. This is considered to be inflow or outflow, because 46.58 has already been compared with the forward rate to find out the swap gain or loss. You can't compare 46.58 once again with 46.67 to say it's a gain or loss. It's not gain or loss, it's net inflow. 630. So 630 is the net inflow. Since it's a net inflow, therefore SBI will pay interest to the customer at a lower rate. SBI will pay interest to the customer at a lower rate. What is the lower rate? 12%. So SBI will pay interest at 12%. SBI will pay interest at 12%. Interest at 12% is 365 days and all that stuff given? No. It's written towards the end. Calculation should be made on monthly basis. Okay, on monthly basis. So we are not trying to jump from 19th Feb to 20th March and all that stuff. It's basically 1 month. So 1 month interest. What is the 1 month interest? 12% of 630 into 1 by 12. 12% of 630 into 1 by 12. They've asked us to do the calculation monthly. 12% of 630 into 1 by 12. 12% of 630 into 1 by 12, it's coming to 6.3. Whether they will round this off, I don't know. I'm checking again. Okay. Calculation should be made. Rounding off is not given. So it's 6.3. 6 rupiah. Think about it. Should be rounded up to 6 rupees? I don't know. I'll see the answer then. No. Oh, sir, you will cheat? Yes. Because there is no lack in life in my life to check as to whether they have done 6 or not. Oh, interest is over. And now the net thing. Customer pays how much? Customer pays 7,000 into 46.67. Can you help me please? 7,000 into 46.67. 7,000 into 46.67. Can you help me? Piyush, Ankandas, Satvik, Yogesh, Priyal. 7,000 into 46.67. It's 3,26,690. 3,26,690. Add swap loss. What was the swap loss? The swap loss was 1575 will be charged from the customer. 1575 will be charged from customer. 100 rupee to be charged from customer. Interest to be given to the customer. 6.3 to be given. So the net amount to be charged from customer is 326690 plus 1575 plus 100 minus 6.3. 326690 plus 1575 plus 100 minus 6.3. 328371.3. Oh, what is the amount coming? 328,358.7. Okay, I think this is coming. People are writing this figure most commonly. 328,358.7. 328,358.7. Okay, let's check the institute's answer. Okay, if we check the institute's answer, 1575, 6.3, 328,358.7. 328,358.7. So they have not done a single rounding off. Now this is to be remembered. So if you are preparing for the exam, you remember, okay, they don't do rounding off even if the interest amount comes to a small amount. You remember this. This is to be remembered. This is not concept. Okay, that is early delivery. Okay, so early delivery, one more sum was there that you can do, and I am feeling super exhausted over here. Actually this room, I don't know, doesn't have proper circulation of air, plus it's paining in my shoulders. So I think we have done nice stuff today, good coverage. We will not speed up too much right now, and I'm ending the class now, not taking a break now, ending the class now. We will continue it in the next class. Okay, bye bye, see you, thank you.